If you're new here, hi, I'm Nisha and I recently got back from the United Nations headquarters in New York, where I was representing the UK government as a youth delegate at this year's session on the Commission on Population and Development. And I've gotten so many questions and so many people have been so interested in what I got up to. So I thought I'd make this video, and very quickly here are some time markers so that you guys can skip to anything in particular because I know this video is quite long. Okay, so where do we begin? We begin in London, where I left to go to Heathrow Airport. I actually left the night before and I was staying in a hotel near Heathrow Airport because our flight was like quite early in the morning. I'd actually never been on a long haul flight before, so I didn't really know what to expect, but honestly everything went so smoothly and it was actually like really relaxing. I was asleep for most of it. Then we kind of just made our way over to, you know, central New York. So I have just arrived in New York. I'm now at my hotel room. Sorry guys, I do not know how to like talk to a camera. So it's a work in progress, but let's show you the hotel room. So here is the door. It's very much giving New York. So I have a little desk. Wait, get my glasses on 1 second. As I was saying, we've got a desk. We've got a lovely bed. We have a little TV. We have a window that I haven't looked out yet, so we're gonna wait for that. And then we've got this bathroom. It's a really like nice, like small, like compact room, and I'm really feeling it. So yeah. Oh, took mine out. Now let's have a look at this view. Say it with me, please, please, please. Let this be life-changing. Okay, I can get with this. So our flight from Heathrow was at like 9:30, and then 7 hours later we get into JFK and it was like 12 p.m. and then immediately after that we were literally waiting in the immigration line for almost 3 hours. Like, yeah, I'm genuinely like so happy and so excited to be here. I'm just absolutely like exhausted. I think about like how long I've been up for, and I'm quite hungry, so I'm probably gonna go get something to eat in a minute. The view is really nice, and like New York is looking really nice from what I've seen. I've only been in the taxi and then gotten here and sat in my room, but the grey sky is just not giving. It's not giving Nisha is here. It's not giving we're excited to see you. It's not giving welcoming. So hopefully there'll be some more sunshine coming up. Honestly, all we really did for the rest of that day was get some food, and we saw Grand Central Station, which was really cool. But it was mostly just like lights out, get some rest, because honestly the next day was going to be fully into everything and quite an early start. This is like my clothes. I've got like 2 jackets, and I've got, this is like the main few fits. Okay, so good morning. I'm just getting ready for Sunday, and while I'm getting ready I'm just going to tell you about what I'm doing today. And yeah, so today we are going to have a briefing at Plan International's offices at 9. It's currently like 8 I think, and then FCDO, which is the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, which is the UK government's like Department of Foreign Affairs. The team there will be joining us, and then I will be having a bilateral with one of their heads of departments, and just kind of talking about like what my priorities are. And gosh, my voice is just doing some crazy stuff right now. And after that we're going to a meetup with the other youth delegates. So yeah, it's an exciting day, but it's also a relatively chill day compared to some of the other days in the week. I'd say like Tuesday is the big day. Like, it's actually a bit crazy how much I'm doing on Tuesday. Hopefully the rest of the week is also really exciting, but it's also like I have to be ready and prepared for a lot of stuff. So just to give an example, the big thing that I'm doing is I'm going to be giving the UK's national statement in the UN, and then I'm also doing I'm going to be on a panel about maternal mortality, and that is also quite an interesting event, and it's held by quite a few different key stakeholders. And also another really big thing that I haven't mentioned is that I'm part of my government's delegation, but equally I'm also part of my Plan International Civil Society delegation, and in that delegation there were 3 of us. So it's me and 2 lovely young women from Togo and Sierra Leone. However, due to visa inequality, they have not been able to get access to come here. Their visas were rejected, and that it's honestly it's absolutely so heartbreaking, because we've been working together for so long on our priorities and what we're doing, and the fact that they can't come here now and they can't have their voices heard in that way is honestly so bad. So I really want to also take that space to be able to bring up their concerns and make sure that their voices and the things that they want to recommend to policymakers is heard in that space.
And you'll hear much more about that later on in the video. This is me just doing some preparation before we went out for the day. This is us on our way to the Plan International New York headquarters. I don't really know if I should be just saying this is what I'm doing here and this is what I'm doing there, but yeah, this was the offices, and oh my gosh, just you wait, it's so I love it. It's so cute, it's so cozy. Wait till you see the view, not to be a spoiler, but wait till you see the view. Here is me just working on some of my speeches that I'll have to be doing during the week. The national statement was already done well in advance, sorry, and it was mostly just working on my intervention and stuff. Here is me finally showing you guys the view. It was a bit foggy, unfortunately, but it was still amazing. We then went for lunch after doing our debriefs and our meetings for the morning. Here is a little fit check, because I was loving it. And while this is going really fast, I went to Blank Street because, when in New York, when in any major city, you've got to get a Blank Street. I've just come back to my hotel room. I spoke to my mum because it's 8 or 9 o'clock where she is, and it's 3/4 here. So I was let me just call her before she goes off to, well, she's not going to bed now, but it's not the point. It'll be late by the time I'm actually able to call her. So yeah, and I sent some messages. I was going to work on my intervention and my panel, but I didn't. So that's not the great, but I know what I'm going to talk about, so it's okay, I just need to write it all up. I took some cute pictures. Gosh, I sound so unprofessional. I sound hey guys, I'm at the UN, I just took some pictures and sent some messages and didn't work on my work. Guys, I promise, I'm actually so prepared. I'm going to insert a clip of me doing work right here. This is what I did this morning. So yeah, I'm going to a strategy meeting at Scandinavia House, and then I'm going for a youth delegate / youth participation meetup, so I can meet other delegates and other young people who are here, and then it's lights out. Tomorrow is the proper start, I think, and there's not that much going on tomorrow, but whatever's going on tomorrow, you'll see. But to be fair, it's not as cold as it was yesterday when I arrived. It was freezing. I actually was regretting some of my choices in life, aka my packing, because I was I cannot wear what I want to wear if it's this cold. I didn't bring a scarf or anything, but it's not too bad now. And I love this outfit. If I wear this outfit again, you guys, just There isn't a ton to say about this strategy event other than that there was a lot of discussion over a different language that should or shouldn't be used in the outcome document, and I really felt like it was extremely insightful in order to kind of help me engage throughout the week with the outcome document. And then we headed over to the Time Out Market, and I got this really cool shot of us in the taxi. I just think it's so nice, and there's one bit that I absolutely love, which is going to come up in a second.
Okay, today will also be my first actual day like at the UN, which is really, really exciting. Oh gosh, no, my bed looks ridiculous. Oh. But yeah, like I was saying, this is my first actual day going to the UN building. But before that, I actually have a breakfast at the Canadian mission. Just for clarity, when I say the term like a country's mission, it basically means like their mission to the United Nations, which is like their headquarters. Red for Canada. Okay, actually that, gosh, I need to stop. It actually isn't red for Canada. I was just wearing this already, just for clarity, it was a joke. Yeah. Okay, now tell me if it looks ridiculous from the back. Okay, just so everyone knows, I have straightened the clip now, okay? I watched the recording and I noticed that the clip was not okay.
Not everybody. My name is Michael Gort, and I'm Ambassador and Deputy Permanent Representative from Canada.
That was just like such a great way to start the day, but then it was off over to the UN for the very first time, which was really exciting. And this was my first kind of peek at the room that I would be spending so much time in throughout the week. The way the seating arrangement works is essentially the most senior person in our country's delegation sits in the country seat, but he asked me if I wanted to sit in it since it's my first time at the UN. So the next clip is like me sheepishly trying to take like a video of me in the seat. And honestly, the day became quite tense after lunchtime because we thought that I would have to be giving the national statement for the United Kingdom on that day, which was not expected at all. So after this event about midwifery and maternal mortality, I then had to kind of go and practice my speech immediately because I wanted to feel as confident as possible. You can't see it on my face, but I was getting a little bit nervous. But it was also kind of nice because then I would kind of get it over and done with. So here's me kind of practicing, and this is like the lovely view. But I didn't actually end up having to give the speech that day because of an issue with the order of seniority. And so I checked out the hall, you guys know it. And that was basically the end of the day. We went and got tacos at this really cool place near Grand Central, which I definitely recommend. And that was pretty much it. This next day was really exciting because, as you saw yesterday, we had a breakfast at the Canadian mission, and this time it was our turn to host a breakfast at the British mission to the United Nations. This acted as a great opportunity for youth delegates from across the world, whether that was from their governments or from civil society, to kind of come together, talk about our expectations for the week, discuss strategy and the outcome document, and just have a very youth-friendly space that was quite comfortable compared to some of the more professional spaces that you have at the UN. Can we just take a minute to appreciate this amazing view? This is genuinely like what you see in movies, and obviously again this is my first time in New York, so to me this view is genuinely life-changing. And then we just headed over back to the General Assembly building again, and this was going to be a really busy day actually because I had two speaking engagements, one where I was giving an intervention and another one where I was going to be speaking on a panel. So a lot of exciting stuff, but honestly I was still kind of tweaking and working on my speeches, so nothing was kind of set in stone. The good thing was that like there was no expectation at all for me to have them memorized. Unlike some other spaces, I sometimes feel like I have to have things memorized, but at the UN, like people are constantly giving speeches and talks and things like that, so most people are reading off of paper, so it's no big deal at all, which made me feel really comfortable in being able to tweak and constantly be working on my speeches.
As a South African woman, my commitment to a life of service began with the stories of women and girls who felt.
Our member organization, as IPPA in Sudan, has been the first one to launch a hotline about violence.
We have questions. Our first question is from Nisha, is a UK youth delegate deployment.
And this is the embarrassing moment where I could not figure out for the life of me how to turn on that microphone.
Reproductive healthcare is a life-saving intervention for women and girls, and it should be treated as such from the earliest stage of any response.
International actors should do more to recognise, support and fund this work, not just in the short term, but through long-term partnerships, capacity building and funding that allows those local organisations to lead.
I'm really excited to be talking to you all today about the critical issue of maternal mortality. With a woman dying every 2 minutes due to complications in pregnancy or childbirth, there is no better time to act than now, so that their stories can be presented in global spaces like this. It's been really lovely to hear from our fellow panellists, and I'm also looking forward to hearing from Gloria as well. I hope you guys have had a nice time at this episode so far, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. Again, Chris.
Okay, I did 2 speaking arrangements. I did an intervention on a panel which was about healthcare and ending sexual and gender-based violence in humanitarian crises. That one, I didn't really like how it went, to be fair. Like my microphone, I couldn't figure out how to like turn the microphone on. It was a bit embarrassing, but it is what it is. And then like I like missed out a whole like last paragraph of my question. Everyone said it was fine, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, not the best. But then I was a panelist at a maternal mortality event held by the Guttmacher Institute and France and lots of other stakeholders. So that was really interesting, and I spoke on the experiences of my fellow delegates who were not able to be here at CPD due to visa inequity. And I felt like that one really great. So yeah, and now I have a little bit of a break. What else have I done today? I hosted a breakfast at the United Kingdom's mission, which went really well. I mean, I'll be so real, like I invited everyone to it, but like I wasn't really leading on it. So it's yeah, the breakfast went really well. I met lots of lovely youth delegates, so that was great. And I think we're going to the Dutch mission for breakfast tomorrow. I don't really know. No, I'm going to a strategy meeting, I think. Gosh, for the record, I don't run the timetable. Okay, actually, never mind. That sounds so bad. What I'm basically, stop. I'm going to an event that I am about to be briefed on. I think I've been sent the information about the event, so I'm going to read that, call my mum, and then I'm going to this event. And yeah.
okay. Unfashionably late, as they say. Don't quote me on that.
For host tonight, UNFPA.
Hello. It is. I'm so dramatic. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's the end of Tuesday, and I just came back from that demographic dividend event. Really, really good. Honestly, like, I had absolutely no idea what a demographic dividend was, and all day I asked people if they were going to the democratic dividend event, and it turns out it was not called that. So yeah, but I learned what it is, and I find it really interesting, and the panelists made really great points. So yeah, really, really productive event. What else can I say about today? Still on a national statement. I should be doing that tomorrow morning. So tomorrow I'm having a breakfast, which is like a strategy on the document. Then I'm going for I guess I'll say it's like a bilateral conversation with an organisation who's working with the UK on humanitarian crises.
Ability programming. The big organizations aid and systematically lead misunderstand workflows, gaps in health information system and data. Among others, continue to slow down.
Thank you, Chair, Excellencies. The United Kingdom remains committed to the Sustainable Development Goals.
Girls around the globe are already leading the way as changemakers, advocates, and leaders. The evidence is clear that when women, girls, and other marginalized groups are empowered, they lift up whole families, communities, and economies. As recently said by the UN Secretary General, when all girls can rise, we all thrive. It is vital that we all work together, including with men and boys, to break the stigma and attitudes that hold women and girls back. Each and every one of us here has our own powerful part to play, and together we can really make a difference. Thank you. Guys, your girl really did that. Like, what? I don't mean to sound like so unprofessional, but like, that was genuinely crazy, and I still have not come to terms with the fact that I genuinely did a national statement on behalf of the United Kingdom and the UK government. And people clapped, which, if you're not aware, is not like procedure. Like, people clap if they like it. People don't. I had never actually been in there and heard someone clap before. Here I am. Oh, I can just keep going. I'll cut it, it's fine. So here I am at the UN, just doing. Jane. Keep going. Okay. Here I am at the UN doing some exploring, and this is the legendary Hall of Flags. Very cute. Really interesting story. Okay, long time no see. Really sorry about that. So yesterday I gave the national statement, and like, I'm not really someone who usually like speaks like this, but I am like really proud of myself that like I've been working on it for so long, and like I was so nervous because like I basically like rushed over to the UN after I had like a meeting, and then like I was basically sat in like the UK seat, and like I think Bolivia went and then Ukraine went, and I was just sat there, and I was just like, I was so nervous because, like I said, it's such a big like thing that I've been working on for quite some time, and I know that I have like so many people like in the UK government and at Plan International have been supporting me in my work and to, you know, present that statement. And it's also such a powerful statement that really, like, I'm representing the UK's really strong stance on those topics, but those are also topics that I care about as well. And yeah, I was just so nervous because there's a lot of pressure,
I'm not necessarily saying that anyone's like putting pressure on me, because that's absolutely like not the case. Everyone has been so supportive, but like I don't think I need to over explain it, but it's such a big thing and you want it to go right. Also, my nail polish is done. Like, I'm just genuinely so proud of that statement. Like some of like our team at Plan International UK sent me a message and was just like, we like apparently they were watching my statement live on like UN TV in the offices back in the UK, and just like, oh gosh, I'm actually gonna tear up if I do this, but okay. Yeah, and it's so, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. I'm not this kind of person. It's just such a big thing, and yeah, I didn't have to like, okay, I actually have to go, but the point is like, if like there are no words. I hope that you guys watch the statement and like it.
But after lunch, I went to an event where I met up with some other youth delegates. I spent the evening with them. I'm pretty sure we got dinner. I think the only thing I'm missing out is the fact that I went to a youth delegates event that evening. This is the next morning at the Danish mission, and this outfit was really channeling like Model UN, or like those kind of outfits that I always see people wearing to Model UN. In fact, I actually think that at the UN HQ on this day, there were some students that came in for like a Model United Nations. I'm not quite sure like how it works, but it seemed pretty cool. And then this here was the hill from hell. On this day, we were like, oh, let's take a little bit of a different route to get to the UN. And don't get me wrong, so beautiful. And the view, oh, look at that view. But let me just tell you, my legs were broken by the end of that. I actually wasn't feeling very well this morning. I like took some time out of the breakfast because I just like, I didn't even know, I was just feeling so sick. So I took this day really slow, really chill. I'm on my way to dinner with the team at Pan International. I'm a little bit late, I can't lie. I mean, I should be there right now. Oh shoot, let me take that. Anyways, dinner was great, and before heading back to my hotel for the night, I went and found a local Sephora to buy an eyebrow pencil, and that was pretty much the night. On my second to last morning, we had a team meeting for breakfast, just talking about how the week went, debriefing, what are we proud of, what is the impact that we've had, and so forth.
I thank the representative of China, and I now give the floor to the representative of the United Kingdom.
And the co-facilitator. And for the closing plenary, I also had a very nice shout out in the UK's closing statement.
Nisha, the UK's youth delegate to CPD, came before this commission and spoke with passion and conviction about the realities young people face, the unmet sexual and reproductive health needs of adolescent girls, the devastating impacts of humanitarian crises on their futures, and the urgent need for policies that reflect their lived experience.
And something that I thought was so cool is that we had an all-female bureau for this commission, which is so lovely to see and was honestly so wholesome. It was like the last day of CPD, and the session was closed at lunchtime. It's like 3-ish now. It has been really interesting, and it has been like a massive learning experience for me. And like, I genuinely feel as though I've made like a meaningful contribution here at CPD. So yeah. Then at 4, I think I'm going to meet up with some of the other youth delegates. We're probably going to get dinner, see the like Times Square, I think. And then tomorrow I'm going to do like quite a bit of sightseeing and stuff, because I thought I would have a bit more. I don't know how much time I really thought I'd have to sightsee, but now I'm like, you know. But the thing I do think is like New York will always be here, whereas like I will only ever like, this commission is done after this week, and like now I can explore and do stuff. But I did really want to give like my undivided attention and stuff to the commission, because like it has been such like a massive learning opportunity.
And like genuinely I just learned so much from being here, and like yeah, it's a really tense space politically, but I really like it, and I think it's definitely kind of like reaffirmed the kind of things that I want to do as a career in the future. So yeah.
Here I was just heading back to the UN to meet some of the other youth delegates and head over to Times Square. I was just so happy to finally be in trainers. I have now completed my last walk to the UN. I don't even know what to say. Times Square was so cool, and I was also happy that we saw it at night, because just look at this. And yeah, like I said, I was so happy to finally be doing some exploring and sightseeing. For the final morning, I had breakfast with one of my team members at Blank Street, and then I headed over to do some more sightseeing, such as the National Library, Central Park, and I also went to Crumble Cookie, and I really enjoyed this kind of bit. Like, New York was so cute, but it was also raining the whole time, which made it a little bit less enjoyable, but I guess it's all part of the experience. I actually put the cookies inside my hold luggage, and they didn't come out too bad. But anyway, this was a little clip that I recorded to introduce the video, but I haven't chosen to use this now, but I saw it looked good, so I was like, let's keep it in while I say thank you guys for watching this video. But actually, that my content doesn't end here, and this may be my first YouTube video, but hopefully it will be one of many in the future. You can check out my other profiles where I post about lots of my other work that I'm doing. Finally, thank you guys for coming on this journey with me, and thank you for the overwhelming amount of support that I've received. I just look forward to the future, what I'll do, what you'll do, and what we're going to do together.